Hello everyone. So it has been a while and I feel like I say that every single video, but it really has been. 2024 was not a great year for me in terms of time management, conventions, just I would start filming videos and then forget to film the rest and it was just chaos. 2025 I really want to do a refresh and just clean out my space and really just work more on my time management. For a long time, I've been wanting to paint this room. So I grabbed a whole bunch of paint chips, as you can see, a lot of paint chips, and started narrowing it down. I was, in my mind, going for a like smoky purple, and eventually I did decide on a color, and it did take a while. It took me a long time. I very indecisive, as you can see, tons of paint chips, and I just started narrowing it down. And eventually I narrowed it down to just like a few colors, and I grabbed some sample paints from Home Depot and painted the walls. My vision was kind of a smoky purple, although I did have some like blues and reds just to see like, what I would want. But I wanted like a smoky purple color. And at first, I really liked the color I picked. It looked very pretty in not only the light that I painted it in, but on the spot on the wall. But the thing is with this room, the lighting is not great. And I would like to fix that in the future, but it's not great lighting. And so after I painted this board, which I'm really glad I painted this board and didn't buy a full can of paint first, it was very like child's bedroom purple. And you can't really see it in this video. Like in this video, it is very close to the color that I had imagined, but once I like moved it around the room, I hated it. It was like too light, too bright, pastel-y purple, and that's not what I was going for in this room, unfortunately. So it took me a little extra time to decide on a color. I eventually did decide on a color I liked, but at the moment, yeah, this was not it. So until I went back to Home Depot, I decided to tackle this spot here. This is a bright orange closet that I had to look at every single day and I hated it. So at first I painted it white because I wasn't sure what color I was going to paint this, if I was going to paint the same as the walls or if I was going to paint this a different color. So I went with white and then decided to skip the ceiling because it was very difficult to paint. So that's what it looks like, and to this day I still have not finished it, but it will get done. And then a miracle happened. It snowed in Florida. Unfortunately, my area mostly got ice because it rained and then it froze over. So we did get some snow. It was very icy snow, but we got some snow, and I made a tiny little snow bunny on my car with some leaves that did not want to stay in. But yeah, it was enough to make a little snowman. And my dog very much enjoyed it. She loves snow so much, and I was so happy that she got to see snow again because I think she missed it. And she's a bit of a weirdo and likes ice, so I don't think the fact that it was icy snow really bothered her. But yeah, she had a ton of fun exploring the yard, eating ice and snow, and running around in it. She just had the time of her life. And then it was back to painting. I did decide on a color. So the color I picked was Gothic Purple, and it is a beautiful purple color, and it really fit this room. And all the weird lighting and shadow colors, it turned out very beautiful. So I'm really glad I picked this color. And even though I never want to do this again, I do eventually want to repaint the bedroom. So I might paint it this color as well. I'm deciding between this and another color, so we'll see. But yes, painting this was awful. It was a horrible experience, and this is the color it will forever be because I am never repainting this. My biggest problem was the brushes and how textured the walls were. I got brushes that were for textured walls, and yet no matter how for textured wall, extreme texture wall, whatever, I still found myself having to push the brush into the wall to get into those tiny little spots. And if you've ever painted a wall, if you push the brush too hard, it starts sliding out. And so I kept constantly having to readjust it, and it was just horrible. I hated it. I still want to repaint the bedroom, but I think that's going to be a much later project because it's right now it is painted, and at least it's not white walls. I also really regret using painter's tape on the ceiling. I had never painted textured walls or ceilings before, and honestly, painting the ceiling was probably worse than the walls because it was really hard to tell where I had painted and where I hadn't because of the lighting in the room. And again, with the whole like spots and everything. But with the tape, no matter how close to the edge I got and how hard I pushed down into the tape, when I started painting the walls and I peeled it up, paint still got on the ceiling. It is what it was. And eventually I said, you know what, I am just going to try and paint very carefully along the edge with a regular brush, and it worked so much better. But despite all the setbacks, I eventually did finish it. This project technically took about a month after all the breaks and the planning and deciding on the paint chips and everything. It took about a month to do, and honestly at this point we'll see if my bedroom gets repainted because I really never want to do this again. The bedroom has paint on it, it's not just white, so for now I'm happy with it. And I really am happy with how this turned out. I absolutely love the color. I did finish it this night as you are seeing it, but in the morning the sunlight showed some spots that needed fixed that I just didn't see with the standing light. So I did touch those up, and then it was completed, and I love the color. I'm really happy with the color I picked. I do have some more videos planned out, so hopefully those ones will come out a lot faster than this one did. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.